So now we're going to look at it together. So make sure you look over your answers as you're watching this video, and if you misunderstand something or you've got something incorrect, that you change it. Again, you're going to be able to use this packet on your Module 1 test that's coming up this week. So let's look at number 2 and step it out. When the coin collection period ends, there are 26,411 coins. How can you round 26,411 to the nearest thousands? So before we were working with 10 thousands. Now we're looking at the nearest thousands. So let's go through these steps one by one and see if we can figure out the answer. Let's look at A. To round a number to the nearest thousand, find the thousands it is between. So find the thousands it is between. So the first thing we need to do is we need to look at our number in the middle. We have 26,411. So we need to figure out which two thousands it is between. Well, obviously we know one of them is going to be 26,000, so we're going to put that here. And if we go up, what would come next? The next 10,000 would be 27,000. Okay? All right, now we can look at the digit in the place value position to the right of the rounding place. So remember, we are rounding by thousands, so we're looking at the sixes in the thousands. So in order to round up to the thousands, we have to look at the number in the hundreds. Look at this rule over to the right side. Circle this rule over here. I told this to you in the other video. If the digit is 5 or greater, the digit in the rounding place increases by 1. So you go up, you round up. So let's look at the number, let's look at B again. Look at the digit in the place value position to the right of the rounding place and circle it. So if we know we're rounding the 6 in the thousands, we're going to circle the 4, because it's on the right, we're going to circle the 4 in the hundreds. And that's what we're going to use to help us round. So for C, let's fill in these blanks. The digit in the hundreds place is 4. So 26,411 is closer to, so if the digit in the hundreds is a 4, what does our rule over to the right say? What does our rule to the right say? It increases by 1 if it's 5 or more. So 4 is less than 5. So it's not going to increase. So we have to say that 26,411 is closer to 26,000 than, what was our other number up here? 27,000. Okay? So again, we're looking at those numbers in the thousands. D, 26,411 rounded to the nearest thousand is 26,000. Okay, again, listen carefully to your place value words. And before we were working with 10,000s, and that is the number we were rounding. Now we're looking at thousands. So you have to read these questions carefully to make sure you know which place value you're rounding up. All right, let's look at check your understanding at the bottom. Number 1, a restaurant serves 17,236 customers in May. To the nearest thousand, how many customers does the restaurant serve? Okay, so again, the 7 is in the thousands place. So here's our thousands. So if we're rounding thousands, we're going to move 1's place value to the right, which would be hundreds. And we're going to use the number in the hundreds to figure out how to round our whole number. So 2 is in the hundreds place. So 2 is less than 5. So our number is not going to increase by 1. So we can say that there were about 17,000 customers. Okay? Now let's look at 2 and 3. It says draw a number line or use place value to round to the place value of the underlying digit. Let's just round instead of drawing a number line. Now if you like drawing the number line, go over to the side of your page and make your number line. Or you can get you a piece of notebook paper or a whiteboard marker, whatever you have sitting around you or close by you, you can use it to help you solve this problem. So let's look at number 2. The 4 and the 100,000s place value needs to be rounded. So let's look in the 10,000s place value. So if the 4 is underlined, that's the number we're going to be rounding. So we're going to move over to the right one space, and we have a 3 in the 10,000 space. So that 3 is less than 5, so we're not going to increase the 4 by 1. So we're closer to 400,000 than we are 500,000, okay? Now let's look at the 3. We see we have the 7 underlined, so we need to round the 10,000s place value, okay? So we've got the 7, so again, we're gonna move to the right, and we're going to look at the 6 and the thousands place. So 6 is 5 or greater, so it's greater than 5. So we are going to move the 7 up, where it's going to increase by 1. So we can say that 476,168 is closer to 480,000. 480,000. Remember, we're rounding the number that's underlined, and that would be the number in the 10,000s place. Okay, so check your answers. I'll give you just a second to make sure you have this done correctly. And remember, boys and girls, I say this with every video. If you have questions or you don't understand something, remember, Google Meets, that's the time to ask those questions. Or if you don't feel comfortable talking during Google Meets, write it down, email it to me, send a remind message to me that you just don't get it. Maybe there's a certain problem you don't understand. Let me know ahead of time, and we can work through it as a class during our Google Meets. But I'm here to help you if you have any questions. So make sure you have your answers written down. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at the Module 1 review.